Welcome back to another vlog. We've been pretty busy with appointments and whatnot, so here I am this morning starting Bumblebee in harness. I'm not exactly using the harness at all. I'm just placing it on him just so he gets the idea of feeling a harness. He's almost of age where he'll start working in one, but I don't strap it on him right away. I usually just let him put it on, let him feel it for a minute. I'm teaching him to target it and put it on himself. He's pretty good at that, but he does throw off his aim every now and again. He's very enthusiastic about it. He loves putting on the harness, although he doesn't know exactly what it is quite yet. But it's good to get him used to it and used to wearing it, because sometimes it's a little harder for them to go from a vest to a harness and associate the harness with working as well, so it's good to practice with different equipment. After doing a few repetitions of placing the harness on and off of Bumblebee, I finally latched the two belly bands that go underneath the harness. If you're curious to know what type of harness this is a mobility harness done by Bold Lead Design. I highly recommend their company. They are super high quality and great customer service. So this harness used to be my previous service dog, Torian's harness. I won't be using this specific harness for Bumblebee's career. Here we are about to head out the door. I'm opening the door here, and Bumblebee is walking beside me in harness out the door. I will explain more about the harness in just a moment. We are outside now. Bumblebee is still wearing the harness. It is made out of black leather and has two handles coming out of it. The first handle you will notice is the metal handle that's coming straight up out from the saddle and up above Bumblebee's back. I don't use that handle a lot, hence why I want to switch harnesses for him. So also the second handle is made out of leather. It's semi-rigid and it's made for forward momentum pull and balance assistance, which is the main handle I usually use. Here I am grabbing that handle. I am lifting it up and down. I'm not putting any pressure on it whatsoever. I am just seeing if he's comfortable with me moving it up and down, which he was. He didn't seem to care. Here we are, we're in the corner store now. The aisles are very small and tight. He keeps close to me in a heel. He seems to associate the harness with working as well, which is great. Bumblebee's being a little silly here. I asked him to lie down and grab a chip bag from the bottom shelf, which he hands to me. Now that we've left the store with our purchases, Bumblebee gets to carry them in a little grocery bag here. He loves to carry the items when we go to the store. That is kind of our deal. He loves to carry items. Every time we go up to the corner store, he gets to carry them home. Here he is working in a harness still. I'm lifting the handle up and down, not putting any pressure on it. I'm just letting him feel it as he moves. He's not bothered by it whatsoever, which is fantastic. He's just looking around, carrying his item. He is a happy boy. Bumblebee is walking slightly ahead of me, which is not the end of the world. I kind of want him to when he's wearing a harness, because that's what he will be doing when he's working in harness, is walking ahead of me a little. Now we're home, climbing the stairs. Bumblebee is still carrying the groceries. He's climbing the stairs with it in his mouth still, which is fantastic. Most dogs don't usually like the feeling of something bumping against their chest or legs when they're climbing stairs or when they're carrying items, so I'm glad Bumblebee has no issue with that. Now that we're home, Bumblebee is helping me with some household chores. I have thrown the recycling on the kitchen floor. Bumblebee is happily running back and forth carrying recycling items from the kitchen floor to the front door where I'm standing, and I am putting them in the bin. My German Shepherd used to do this task as well. He loved doing it, but with the Golden Retrievers being a little overzealous about this, he doesn't bother trying because he knows Bumblebee will just take it all. Now we're outside chilling with the dogs and the cat. I don't let Ravage be an outdoor cat because we have too much wildlife in the area. There has been a cougar sighted that has unfortunately been taking house cats. So Ravage is outside here with a leash and harness. Here she is. Ravage is a black cat with golden eyes. She's very small and she's very pretty. Ravage often plays with Bumblebee, although it looks like they're fighting. I promise you they are playing. She does this quite often. She'll antagonize them and run around and boop them and try to get them to chase her around the house. This looks like fighting, but I promise you she's playful. She's sitting on a chair just pretending to bite Bumblebee. She's swatting at him. She doesn't use any claws though. She's just playing King of the Hill on this chair, and Bumblebee's playing with her. So here's Ravage in the sunlight with Bumblebee's tail in the way. Ravage is sporting her red harness that I use for taking her outside, and she's wearing her indoor cat collar that is orange with pumpkins on it as it is October. They're having a lovely day out in the sun here. Now for the next day, it was a little wet in the morning from the dew and the frost. Bumblebee got incredibly muddy playing with his sister outside, so I decided it was a great day to bathe him. Bumblebee is pretty excellent about baths. Here I am. I'm going to command him to go in the bathtub here. He looks at me and then he hops right in the bathtub like I asked him to. He's pretty good about that. Now I'm rinsing him off, getting him all wet and rinsing that mud off of him before I get some soap on him. I'm lathering Bumblebee up with soap here, give him a good scrub. He seems to enjoy the nice scratches. Now here I am rinsing off that soap. Bumblebee's just standing still, enjoying the warm water. I am really glad that he's not one of those dogs that wrestles you in the bathtub. Ezio is definitely that dog, no matter how many times I've trained him to bathe. But oh well. I'm just quickly drying Bumblebee off with a towel here before I go outside where I've set up my grooming table where I will blow dry and trim him up a little bit. Bumblebee places his front paws up on the grooming table, then I lift up the rest of his body. Now I am drying him off with my high velocity dryer. It is blowing all the water off of his body here. It is quite a process to dry him and it takes quite a lot of time and it makes me very sore to bathe and groom him all, but it's worth it in the end. Here's Zayla desperately hoping that I drop one of my treats out of my treat pouch for her. Zayla is my red husky here. She's standing next to us as I blow dry Bumblebee. Bumblebee is standing nicely while I brush and comb him and lift his paws here so he's kind of more in a more comfortable position while I do this. He's looking at his brother in the distance while I comb him. He doesn't seem to move at all on the grooming table, which is fantastic. Zayla is hiding underneath the table, once again, hoping I drop a treat for her. And after blow drying him and combing him, now I am using the shears to trim up his feet a little bit and just clean them up, make them look less like Grinch feet. I am getting pretty good at trimming his feet. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Bumblebee is all done. He's all dry and trimmed up nicely. He is being baited by a treat by me while he stands in somewhat of a stack here on the grooming table. He is looking stunning and gorgeous as usual. He is such a good boy. One of my favorite hobbies, besides dog training, of course, is astrophotography. I have a smart telescope that I usually sit outside and look at the sky with and take pictures of deep space, such as nebula and neighboring galaxies. Here is a time lapse I took of the supermoon in October. The next day, we went for a grocery shop at our local grocery store. Here's Bumblebee walking through the store with me in a heel. He is wearing his black medical alert dog vest, and he's being a very good boy, giving me lots of eye contact as we go through the store. He's so happy. While in the store, we do some drills. I ask him to do it down. He's laying down on the floor now. And then I ask him to stand and walk with me in a heel. And he does so. And now we're backing up. He happily backs up enthusiastically. Now I'm testing him in front of the rotisserie chickens. He does just fine. He ignores it perfectly. Now we're walking through the store again, passing customers and going past many aisles as we walk. And now we're back home. Here's Ezio bringing his dish after finishing his dinner. I taught him this when he was a puppy. It's very useful as picking up a dish off the floor can be difficult sometimes. It's later in the evening now, and Bumblebee and I are at obedience class. He doesn't really need it, but I prefer to keep doing it because it teaches him dog neutrality, where he can be neutral around other dogs while still being in work mode. Here's some B-roll of us driving down a paved road full of trees on either side, maple trees and cedar and pine trees as we go by. Now we're sort of off-roading through the bush here with tree branches hitting the window. We are driving to our mushroom patch. We often do mushroom picking in the fall and it's quite fun. Here's Bumblebee and my German Shepherd Ezio racing down the trail we just drove down. Bumblebee is certainly enjoying his very first mushroom pick. Here I am showing some B-roll of what we're looking for in the forest. These orange chanterelle mushrooms. This is what we will be picking today. Here's Bumblebee bounding through the forest here to catch up with me. He's sniffing my mushroom bucket, and I'm filming another mushroom that's brown with white rim. I don't know what mushroom it is, but it's not the one we need. Here's some B-roll of me uncovering some chanterelle mushrooms. I'm showing you how I use a knife to cut the stem and pick the mushroom. Here's Bumblebee standing next to me in a bush while I pick a patch of mushrooms. He's being a very patient, good boy. He's being very watchful and just hanging out with me while I pick the mushrooms. For Bumblebee's first mushroom pick, he's being an absolutely fantastic boy. I am very proud of him at the fact that he did not eat any of the mushrooms. He sniffed a couple different mushrooms on the ground that we were walking by and whatnot, but he never offered to put the mushrooms I was picking or the mushrooms he saw on the ground in his mouth. I never had to tell him leave it. which is fantastic because that's so important as mushrooms are very poisonous to dogs. I always make sure to pack lots of water for the dogs just in case we're not picking near a creek or a lake, which we really weren't that day. So here's the boys enjoying a drink together. Here's Ezio checking up on me as I pick mushrooms. He walks by me and then continues on. I'm filming my dad in the distance in the forest with Bumblebee following him. Ezio's running through the bush to go catch up with them. This is some B-roll of me clearing some beautiful green moss off of chanterelle mushrooms. Bumblebee peeks his head over a small fallen tree while I do this. Going out and mushroom picking was definitely a sacrifice for my body. I get incredibly fatigued and I was the walking dead in so much pain afterwards, but it was worth it. I don't get to do them very often. It's been years since I have, and I really enjoyed myself regardless of the pain. Here's some B-roll of the valley we live in with the green hills or mountains, blue sky with clouds and the sunlight hitting the hills. It's very pretty. A few days later, we headed to the city for a specialist appointment. Here's Bumblebee laying in a downstay while I get my blood pressure taken. A few days after the specialist appointment, they ordered me to go get some x-rays done, so we headed to the hospital to get that. And we ended up waiting in the waiting room for 2.5 hours. Bumblebee came into the room when I got x-rays done. It took about 30 minutes to get them done, but he was fantastic. He kept us downstay while everything was moving around him, the machine, the table, the technicians. He was fabulous. I was in quite a bit of pain after the x-ray, but we went for a quick shop anyway. Here's Bumblebee going for that quick shop after waiting for almost 3 hours in the hospital. He was happy to go for a quick shop and walk around. When we got home, my feet were swollen and I was in too much pain to bend down to take off my socks, so Bumblebee happily tasked for me, and here he is taking off the sock off my foot and then handing it to me. Here he is taking the other sock off my right foot and then he hands it to me. It's definitely one of his favorite tasks. He loves doing it. We're also working on a new task, which is turning on and off lights. It's a helpful task as I always forget to turn the light off when I get into bed. A few days later, we went out with my friend who is also an assistance dog handler. Here's Bumblebee and Ezio running around through the forest with her dogs, Gideon and Molly. Gideon is a chocolate lab who is her service dog, and Molly is a Kelpie mix who is her retired service dog. Being spooky month, here I am in my Halloween pumpkin pajamas, decorating the house for Halloween with Zayla and Bumblebee monitoring me in their costumes that they're wearing. Here I am doing some cute skits of Bumblebee holding a trick-or-treat bag while wearing his Bumblebee costume, while he's sitting outside my front door. Later that day, I walked up to the corner store again. Here's Bumblebee carrying the grocery bag, and here he is climbing our steps with it in his mouth. He has no issues doing it. He's a happy boy. He turns to me and wags his tail. Here I am filming Bumblebee, looking out the window, observing the local buck who walks around our neighborhood. And we did one last shop at the end of the week here. Bumblebee's carrying my shopping bag as I use a shopping cart. He's heeling next to the shopping cart as we walk past the produce section, and we stop in the yogurt and butter section of the store where there's lots of people cooing and awing over him carrying a bag. This is where we will end our vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. We will start doing more. I will be more brave and start filming myself in them as well and talk to the camera physically instead of just being behind the camera and just recording my voice. Thank you for watching and hope to catch you on our next fun adventure.